Welcome to the African Food Safety Laboratory Capacity Enhancement. Announcing Phase 2 of the Africa Food Safety Laboratory Training Initiative. From 24th of July to August 3rd, 2022. Hands-on training for 10 African scientists on analytical applications for pesticide residue and mycotoxin determination in food, used for regulatory purposes. The training is held at the Dubai Central Laboratory Science. This training is funded by the USDA and the UFSTL with the Global Food Regulatory Science Society, G-Force.
And thank you for being here. We're going to be fixing a few technical details. We have learned from the opening ceremony, so I will not be basically the voice. I'm going to be using my natural voice with you. The microphone is only for colleagues. Exactly. Hopefully you can hear me. Yes. The microphone is mostly for colleagues who are following us on YouTube. So it's a true pleasure and privilege to meet you again. It's amazing actually to think that 10 days ago, we were speaking about the beginning of the program and how quickly those 10 days flew by. We are already at the end of this part of the journey of this Africa Food Safety Laboratory Training Initiative that we have started implementing now over a year and a half ago. So we are here really to highlight what has been accomplished over this past period, the past 10 days, and also to hear from you, your perspectives on how you lived this experience and hopefully at the results that and the impacts that it has led with you individually, but also with the community that you represent, which is essentially the community that we are all part of, the food safety laboratory community, the food safety analytical community. Now, of course, this initiative, we call this initiative as a capacity building initiative. But when you look at things, the capacity is already there because you all come with expertise from various organizations that has been working in this area for a number of years, that has been serving your countries, your continents, and in fact, the world, I would say, because again, food is universal and is traded internationally. So the capacity already exists. And what we were hoping to contribute towards through this initiative is enhancing your competencies and your capability and leveraging those and hopefully contributing also with you to maintaining and supporting a food safety analytical community in your countries and throughout the continent. We very much hope that you use this opportunity to be exposed to technologies, because that's also part of the objectives that we pursued, is to offer you technology demonstration, the ability to see equipment, applications, tools that you could access, but also not only to access these tools, but really to look at the potential that you can develop through the use of these tools, the development of applications, the development really of applications that fit your needs. To a certain extent, actually, we made the program of this training quite flexible in the sense that we adapted also to the way your learning process or the experience sharing process was evolving throughout the 10 days. And we very much also believe, as part of implementing initiatives such as this one, that there is no one size that fits all. It's rather really adapting to your learning needs, your experience development requirements, and experience development needs. And most importantly, what we hope that we have accomplished through this is the development of a sense of camaraderie, you know, what we say basically a sense of belonging to a food safety analytical community. I certainly witnessed, you know, looking at the way the progress of the implementation went throughout the 10 days, that you are now much more a team than when we first started, I would say 10 days ago. And that, you know, your level of exchange, of networking has grown, hopefully, and we hope that essentially will help sustain it and maintain it over time. Network building, of course, does not stop at the level of the community that you are. Through the interaction with our instructors, with the experts that you had the chance to connect with, but through the exchange, hopefully, that you have had with our colleagues from the Dubai municipality and from the Dubai Central Laboratory, that we're building this sense of community together. So again, this is a journey. And in fact, food safety development is a journey that never ends, because we will never stop learning, and we will never stop learning, all of us together. So what we have accomplished right now is a milestone. It's really a step in the journey. We finished phase 2 of this laboratory food safety capacity development and laboratory training. We will be moving to another phase in the upcoming period. This other phase will aim at seeing you put in application some of the learnings that you have acquired, some of the abilities that you have developed through these past 10 days, but also that will witness, hopefully, your contribution to your own community, sharing what you have learned with colleagues, with members of your organizations, with also members of your food safety community in your individual countries or in your respective regions. And we will strive to accompany you for the upcoming period, for these upcoming phases. So phase 3 that will start immediately after we end, in fact, this part of the journey. Now, of course, we would not have been able to reach the level where we are today without the contribution of so many. Definitely your instructors, and in a minute I will give the floor, in fact, to our colleagues who accompanied you throughout these past 10 days and served as your mentors for this training. So definitely I would like to express our gratitude to all your mentors, Dr. Kaushik Banerjee, Dr. Srinivas Joshoji, and PMN Rajesh for your contribution and your leadership in really running this series of training. I would like also to thank the colleagues who accompanied this effort, both from the Global Food Regulatory Science Society, as well as from the Platform of Food Risk Analysis at Université Laval and at the Institute of Nutrition and Functional Food in Quebec, Canada. So I name Dr. Jérémy Théolier, Dr. Amin Assouf, and Dr. Eli Bouyazbek, who left us. He's back in Lebanon right now, but he was with us for most of the implementation of the program. Of course, this training, being a hands-on training and requiring a lab capacity, we would not have been able to do it without the collaboration and the partnership of our partners at the Dubai municipality and the Dubai Central Laboratory. And there are so many names that I need to really mention. The leadership of Mrs. Noura Al-Shamsi and Engineer Abdurrahman, who facilitated to us really the planning, because before coming here, it was months and weeks of planning ahead to enable us to be here. all the colleagues from the technical team, from the expert team at the DCL, and I'm citing with no particular order. Al-Unud, thank you so much for your support. Buthaina, for being with us on every day. Mrs. Munira, Mrs. Maha, Mrs. Fatima, thank you so much for your support and your leadership, and for all the level of emphasis that you put on the development of this collaboration, development of this partnership, and all what you have offered our trainees and our colleagues from Africa. We very much actually hope that this experience, because we are also learning as an initiative, we learned from this experience, we used it as a pilot, in fact. And every initiative that we implement gives us an opportunity to learn from it. So we're definitely leveraging this experience that we had with you to launch our collaborative endeavor with the Dubai Central Laboratory and the Dubai Municipality, aiming for a center of excellence, aiming for a research and technology demonstration center here in Dubai that will not only serve, hopefully, the needs of Dubai and the UAE and the region, but also the rest of the world, and also from which we can draw so many partnerships and so many collaborations around the world. Of course, this initiative would not have been implemented without funding. And I have to express our gratitude to those who enabled us to have really the means to organize this, this training. The US Department of Agriculture through the Foreign Agriculture Service. And we will be joined in a few minutes by the representative of the USDA, Lucas Blostein, who was with us at the opening, and he will be with us here at the end. Also, the US Agency for International Development. We benefited also from the support that was made available to us through their funding. Of course, the organizations that helped host and organize this initiative: Laval University in Quebec City, Canada, the Institute of Nutrition and Functional Food, INAF in Quebec, Canada, the Platform of Food Risk Analysis and Regulatory Excellence, again in Quebec, Canada, and the Global Food Regulatory Science Society, based in Canada, but actually serving the rest of the world, and hopefully now setting an anchor here in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. This program also aimed at representing or hopefully exemplifying public-private partnerships. And we were thankful to have the contribution of the Waters Corporation that supported us in kind and more than in kind, actually, by providing the expertise, the support for the instrumentation, support for the consumables, and accompanying us actually throughout the program, not only in this phase, phase 2, but also as part of the former phases, and hopefully for the continuation of the program. You had the opportunity also to meet representatives from the company R-Biofarm, which also served as part of the technology demonstration and experience sharing program that we organized for you. And I'm very thankful, and on behalf of this initiative, I would like to express our gratitude to both Waters and R-Biofarm for their support. Obviously, and I know I will not say it enough, to the Dubai Central Laboratory and the Dubai Municipality, you offered us to host this initiative and you supported its implementation all along. And I would like also to express our thanks to our partner organization, the African Union and AOAC International, through its sections, the Sub-Saharan Africa section, from which you are originating, the Arab section that is hosted here in Dubai that helped actually the implementation of this phase of the training, but also the India section of AOAC International. We are definitely building a food analytical community and a food safety analytical community thanks to all these partnerships. Now, I have other words of thanks that I would like to mention also. I will mention them now. I may mention them again also, but given that I have the floor, to those that made this logistically possible and organized it through also our partnership with the Dubai municipality. I would like to highlight the efforts of Dr. Amuna Hamad and Sajiv Raghavan. Thank you for your support. Thank you also to all the logistical team from the catering groups, the hotel accommodation, all those that made this logistically possible. Who knew that actually we could organize something like this in such a short period in practically, I'm not even going to call it post-COVID, it's still COVID time. And frankly, I would say only in Dubai that can actually happen with this level of speed. So thank you very much to everybody who contributed to this. And back home, I will have to mention André Lagacé, from whom you have heard so many emails and so many interactions, who helped you organize your journey, who supported also the organization, as well as Eliane Picard-Delon. Trying to make sure that I didn't forget anybody. I'm sure that I must have forgotten some colleagues, but to everybody, thank you for your support. And I would like to ask for a round of applause for everybody who made this possible. Now, through the rest of the program, we're going to be hearing impressions from your instructors, your mentors, from representatives of organizations who accompanied us in the implementation. But also, we took a little bit of footage and we tried to accompany you throughout the implementation of this training program. And we will actually see or share an overview of that, really to keep some memories of the implementation of this phase 2. So I would like, in fact, to invite, first of all, your mentors. And I take it that maybe you have consulted amongst yourselves, but the floor is open. This is an informal session. So I would like to invite Dr. Kaushik Banerjee, as well as Srinivas, Rajesh. Please come here and share with us your perspectives as mentors, as instructors, essentially as the way you lived through this, but also the learnings that we might get out of this for further implementation of similar initiatives in food safety laboratory capacity building. So please come to the floor here.
This I will do. Good morning, everyone. We are always ever thankful and grateful to Samuel, because it's not what. Yeah. Good morning. So it's a great privilege that we are all here for such a nice training course and this closing meeting. You all know that everything happened because of great leadership of Professor Samuel Godfrey. So we all are thankful to him. So here, what I would like to do is to summarize what we have done in the last 10 days with 10 trainees from different African countries, especially from sub-Saharan African region. Fortunately, I'm a part of the GeForce family since its inception. And I am also a part of the AOAC International group as a part of the AOAC India section, as well as the sectional committee co-chair for non-US sections of AOAC International. So capacity building is always a big requirement. And in AOAC as well as in GeForce, that is a prime focus. And in fact, I was requesting Professor Godfrey many times that I would like to contribute. And my dream came true when he really invited me to be there in this training course, and I enjoyed every bit of it. It was a wonderful course with wonderful people, a wonderful support system, excellent ambience, and so on. Words are short to express it. So just to let you know that we had a very effective session. I received excellent support from my co-trainer, Mr. Srinivas Joshi, who essentially explained the complicated regulatory procedures, whether it's a particular region or global, for example, under Codex, in a very simple and lucid language, which probably we all understood. And next effort was much easier, that how to relate our analytical competence or analytical performance to meet such regulations, because analysis of pesticide residue and mycotoxin is always to comply with certain regulatory requirements. Mr. Rajesh was a great help. I knew him since my days in India, and he's an excellent human resource. And probably it was not possible to organize such a nice training course. Every practical, he himself gave so much time. And I would like to let you know that even until midnight he worked. He used to submit a batch here. Then he used to work in his laptop until 12, 12:30, until early morning sometimes. And next day he used to bring all the results so that it could be explained and demonstrated to all the trainees. So we should appreciate his great devotion and sincerity. I also must thank the colleagues from Dubai Municipality, this Dubai Central Lab, who were always supportive to us. And we really appreciate your willingness to support us, and we probably worked as a community. We started this training course with a presentation on the evolution of pesticide residue analysis over the past 60 years. So this was my own style of looking at the history of pesticide residue analysis. I believe that there are two distinct phases, before 2003 and after 2003. So before 2003, the analysis workflows, which were mostly from USDA, USFDA, and these were all USA official methods. Those days we did not have access, or we did not have triple quad GCMS as well as LCMS. So people used to use single quad instruments where library matching and selected ion monitoring. These were the two possibilities by which all over the world people used to test the samples. Since the instruments had limitations in terms of selectivity and sensitivity, the sample preparation procedures were very, very exhaustive. So I explained to all the trainees that if you have a very complicated process where there are too many steps, a lot of error is getting introduced, and that actually causes trouble to our trade, especially international trade, where a sample may pass in one laboratory and it may fail in another laboratory. So this kind of complication used to happen because unknowingly we used to contribute a lot of error in our analysis, whether it was during sample preparation or during instrumentation analysis. So in 2003, the Quechers method was published, and that revolutionized the entire process of residue analysis. It became so simple. So I brought this story to all of you, that all the trainees, that how the Quechers method was developed, what are the principles, and then with the excellent support of Waters, we could organize certain practical sessions, because we got certain pre-packed materials where the dispersive SP as well as initial extraction salt combination was provided under pre-packed condition. So it was very easy for the trainees to do it hands-on. And then with the support of Mr. Rajesh, we analyze those in the LCM SMS instrument, which is available in the lab. So the next step, we further diversified the training topic, and we discussed on the method of analysis for plant growth regulators and polar pesticides. You know that in the past decade, the detection of such kind of compounds, these are also a part of the pesticide law in most countries. And their detection has caused many rapid alerts in Europe in the past decade. So their analysis is always challenging because of high water solubility and poor chromatographic retention to in the conventional HPLC columns. So here, what we did, we demonstrated certain validated methods published by our reference lab in India, and also the procedures prescribed by the European Union Reference Laboratory on single residue methods. So these methods were demonstrated, and then we also organized practical hands-on course for the trainees, and these results were quite okay. Like we could achieve nice calibration, nice peak shape and all. So we demonstrated how the peaks are integrated, how the residues are quantified, how calibration solutions are prepared, how final detection and confirmation are achieved. We had detailed practical sessions on multi-residue analysis and estimation of plant growth regulators. In both cases, the trainees achieved high accuracy and precision in analysis, which they can probably also explain when they do it. So we also demonstrated that how these LOQs we could brought down to a very low level, so that in case any risk assessment based MRL is not available, how we basically tried to improve the detectability and quantification ability of such compounds. We also provided a detailed session explaining the analytical quality control criteria as per the latest SANTE guideline, and it was almost a 4-hour presentation by Mr. Joshi, which was highly applauded by everyone. In the past 2 days, we focused particularly on mycotoxins, which is a major problem across the world, causing lots of sample failures, trade issues, interlaboratory differences in results and whatnot. We presented various international regulations regarding mycotoxin control in various commodities, and also analysis methods for each contaminants, which included the AOSA official methods and methods from various other official agencies. This also included presentation on the DigiSante guideline on mycotoxin testing, how the analytical quality control criteria are decided and checked. Then we organized practical training on aflatoxin analysis. We did it in LCMS, and with the support of Mr. Rajesh, again, we got fantastic signals. I think 0.25 ppb was the concentration at which we got a very good signal of our aflatoxin B1, B2, G1, G2. And same is the case for their excellent linearity in calibration. Also included certain pertinent general topics like sampling guidelines, that how much sample you have to take in case you want to do post-harvest sampling, or in case of pre-harvest sampling, if required, how you should optimize the sampling procedure so that it really represents the actual lot or actual consignment, or maybe a particular vineyard or orchard or any garden. Then we explained validation workflows, and finally the measurement of uncertainty. We understood that measurement uncertainty is such a complicated thing. Many people earlier said that whenever they attend any training course on measurement uncertainty, they become more uncertain. But I tried to make them a little bit looking at those things in a more comfortable way. And I hope uncertainty level in your mind has reduced at least to some extent. I loved interacting with the trainees whom I discovered to be excellent human beings and excellent professional resources. They already know so much and they were so sincere. I really must appreciate that. Along with the new learning, we have created a sense of community here, which we will hope to cherish forever. I could deeply connect with them because I too started from scratch when I started my professional career as an analytical chemist and developed our capacity like them. I never shied away from asking questions, asking my queries to the peers. I confronted while experimenting or pretended to know. I never did that. That I never pretended that I know everything. So whenever I got minimum opportunity, I always asked the question and tried to clarify. And along with the testing procedures, I also tried to inject some sort of philosophical sense that residue analysis is not only quantitative analytical chemistry, it's also a big philosophy. You should know that the level is so low, uncertainty is so high. So if you're from your mindset, if you are not open enough, you cannot do a good job because everything is uncertain. Only thing is that your focus should be there to correctly identify it and correctly quantify it, whichever is as correctly as reasonably achievable. So I urge you to explore all questions that come to your mind and let us continue our relationship. Thanks so much once again for being patient, receptive, and welcoming. Thanks also for celebrating my birthday. Today is my birthday, but yesterday they all celebrated it. Professor Samuel Godfrey was amazing. And then that also probably made an excellent bond among us because we are all social beings and we can't avoid these social gestures also. So I really appreciate that. We would love to grow and nurture the relationship that we have planted here. The seedling we planted will continue to grow if you share the acquired knowledge with your community in your own country and maybe in your adjoining countries. So you have educated yourself. You please expand your education by teaching your fellows, your students, your colleagues, and whoever you know. And we are here to support you in all of your future endeavors. On behalf of Professor Samuel Godfrey. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kaushik, for your leadership, your friendship, and your support throughout. And again, happy birthday, Kaushik, because it's today, basically. We celebrated it yesterday, but it is today. So happy birthday. So Kaushik turned 29 today, right? So that's that's essentially what it is. And he's not moving from that number, by the way, you know? So okay, well, thank you very much actually for this overview, highlighting really what really went through these past 10 days and all the various elements that were conveyed and shared with our experts here from Africa. I don't know if colleagues, you have any perspectives that you would like to add, any additions? Yes, please.
Thank you, Dr. Samuel. Thank you, Dr. Kaushik, elaborately explaining the program. Uh, first, first, I want to thank Dr. Samuel. Dr. Samuel, in fact, thanked all the stakeholders, but I can tell you that he's the innovator in this world pertaining to the capacity and capability building. And I know him since last 2015, last 7-8 years. And he's the architect who has basically initiated the first IFSTL in University of Laval, then the second training center at ITC FSAN in Mumbai, and the third center of excellence in Dubai Central Lab in Dubai. So across the world, he's the key architect for building the infrastructure, building the capabilities, then initiating the train the trainer program, which can have a sustainable outcome currently as well as for the future years. So it was a massive initiative, and first and foremost, the pesticide residues or the mycotoxin analysis training, these are basically for facilitating the trade. First thing, then have an excellent social impact. The excellent social impact in terms of the consumer protection. So when we have these two excellent impacts with this training, then globally, this is a well accepted criteria. And over the years, we are interacting with Dr. Samuel, and he has, in each and every part of the world, he has taken this initiative. And we are more than happy working with you, Dr. Samuel. And it's really a very great initiative. And as Dr. Kaushik explained, that he took a lead pertaining to designing of the course. What is the experimental design? And I can say, in other words, he's a policymaker, and PM and Rajesh is an enforcement authority in this kind of a training scenario. And what we covered is basically right from the legal framework, then the regulatory part, and the third is how to implement this method for the fit for the purpose approach. So this was a kind of approach what we tried to have a training for last 10 days, and we have an excellent interaction with all our participants, and I believe that they are also happy that this training is pretty helpful. But we don't say that it ends over here. This is a starting point of the network, and there will be quite a lot of communications. And food safety is an area wherein every 2 months, 3 months, you have a lot of challenges. There are emerging contaminants every 2 months, 3 months, somewhere across the world it comes, and then globally every regulator tries to harmonize that. So when it is in the policy, then you need a hands-on training basically for this. So this is a kind of a excellent initiative, and I believe it will have a massive impact. And the best part is it has started from Dubai. Thank you all for all your cooperation from DCL team. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Srinivas, for your kind word. And as you indicated, this is a journey and we're not at the end. It's just a milestone towards really further implementation and further learning. Now, we are very thankful to be joined now by Mr. Lucas Blostein, the regional agricultural representative for the US Department of Agriculture, Foreign Agricultural Service. I don't know if I actually said your title correctly, Lucas. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you for giving a few words.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Samuel. And it's good to be back. 10 days ago, I got to stand up here, and what did I say? I said we needed to hear voices, your voices. And what did we just hear? Your voices. So I think, you know, that goes to the importance of this program, right? That we are getting your participation more broadly, and that we're creating the kind of opportunities for leadership of the African Union and of the Arab world going forward, because your voices are dramatically important. We've heard a lot of thank you this morning to all the various groups that have gone into organizing this. You know, I won't recognize everyone just because I can't because of time constraints, but I will say this: what a Herculean effort. I mean, we don't understand how it's a training, right? A 10-day training. When you think about all the work that goes into this, from the Dubai Central Laboratory and their team, to Dubai Municipality, to University of Laval, G-Force, Dr. Samuel, his whole team, all of you taking the time out of your lives, your busy schedules, being away from your families for an extended period of time to come here and contribute. And I liked, you know, some of the things that we've heard of this morning, touching on, you know, maximum residue limits and pesticide residues, contaminants, microtoxins. You know, these are things that affect all of us globally, all of us. And as I mentioned 10 days ago, before we started this training, one of the biggest problems we have as a society, as a global society, is when we have these differences from one country to the next country and how we approach dealing with these challenges, these shared global challenges. then we have these areas where non-tariff trade barriers exist. Increase food costs, they decrease food security, and we often forget that macro picture when we're doing these trainings that are focused on the here and now. Is it really we're all working together towards one goal, and that is more affordable food, more accessible food, safer food for our populations. And I am super excited because this is not going to be the last thing. You know, actually, just yesterday, I went back and I took Dr. Samuel's program for today and I emailed it back to Washington, D.C. and my colleagues there. And I said, hey, have you let all of our offices in Africa know that this is going on? What an exciting, amazing program. And I tell you, if they don't know, they're going to know now. And I'm going to make sure that you have touch points for my colleagues that are covering your countries in the African Union, that are working on your continent, that are helping to increase USDA's efforts across Africa to find better, safer trade, to support continued research and development like this, to bring our resources, because let's be honest, the future of the world is where future population growth is going to occur. That's in Africa. It's here in the Middle East. Your voices are underrepresented today. It's in Central Asia. It's in South Asia, right? These are the important growth metrics for the future economies of the world, for the future population centers, and we need you. If we're gonna combat global hunger, if we're gonna solve food challenges, we need you. And you need to be up here, you need to be participating. So I'm super excited. I'm excited about this program. I'm so grateful for all of you participating and for all the hard work that has gone into this. I think Dubai Municipality deserves a special round of applause again for all their efforts. And I see familiar faces at every one of these events, and that really goes to show you their global leadership, because I can't tell you how many different global events I've been to throughout my 2 years living here in Dubai. It is truly amazing. The United Arab Emirates is first on the stage globally. They shout well outside their size, and they provide such a great platform for all of us to come together. So I really have to recognize my hosts continuously for those strong efforts. And I want to thank each of you. I think each of you deserves a round of applause. And these kind of programs, their success is dependent on each of you. Go back, take all that you've learned over this last week, begin to implement it in your labs, in your government ministries, in your practices at home. Modify some of that, create research, share that research. I will follow up. I will make sure that you have contacts for USDA, and then spread this information amongst your colleagues. So as we continue to host these kinds of events, we can get greater contribution. We can get more of you here to Dubai, more of you participating in this amazing center. I am so excited about what the Dubai Central Laboratory is doing and what this program means for the future of food security, of food safety here in the Middle East and the African Union. And I'm so excited about what each of you Shukran Jadan. It is always wonderful to be here and to recognize your leadership. And Dr. Samuel and your team, thank you so much. You guys do an amazing job, and I'm excited to close this morning, but also to be able to open many such events as they come in the future. And that is now on each of us. Go back, spread the good word, take those practices at home, make this successful so we can do many, many more such programs in the future. And I give you this promise: the U.S. Department of Agriculture will be there to support you in any way that we can as a partner, And we are excited to be there with you. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Lucas, for your partnership and your leadership on this. And again, we look forward to continuing the journey together, not only in this region, but also through the support that you offer throughout the world. Now, as you indicated, in fact, the stars of this whole endeavor are essentially yourself, our experts, those who are building this community of food safety analytical work. So now we're going to give you the floor, but before we do so, my colleague, Dr. Eli Bouyazbek, prepared a little overview of essentially what you went through this past week. So you will be probably recognizing yourselves, working in a laboratory environment or in a classroom environment. And we're going to just have a little overview of how the training went these past 10 days. Well, again, thank you so much again for all those who made this possible. Hope actually that this journey will leave you with great memories of your stay in Dubai and also of the community that you helped through participating in this training. So now we would like to hear from you. How did you live this program? What went well? What really was most useful for you? But also what we should be working on? What could be the areas of priorities that we might actually give further emphasis upon for the upcoming training? What you think you might be doing with the skills, the abilities, the experience that you learned, that you gathered through this journey. I guess we're going to start with Esther, the rose of the group, if you don't mind, Esther from Namibia.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity to say my word of appreciation to you all. Firstly, I would like to thank all the organizers for this training, all the sponsors for this training, the D4s, the University of Lavelo, all the experts who made it possible for this training. I am so blessed to have attended this training. Of course, the course content and the program were all important for both online and practical training. It's a very important information for food safety laboratory. Thank you for equipping us with a lot of knowledge, contemporary information. Indeed, we are now well informed to the new requirements, new regulations, and the new technology in method development and validation. We are indeed thankful. Special thanks to our expert from India for sharing us with your knowledge. You were always patient with us to answer all our questions. You repeated more and more, no matter how. You were indeed amazing. Indeed, now, if you ask us some questions like, what are the gold standards in food safety? We will all answer, because Dr. Josie, every day, every morning, that was his first questions. Before tea, that was his question, and he will also remind us before we go home. And thank you to Dr. Rajesh for all the troubleshooting of LCMS. It was really amazing. And for Dr. Koshi to conclude the program with uncertainty of measurements. It was amazing. Not only that, uncertainty are complicated. It did not leave us with to be uncertain, but we believed the philosophy of others. As you say, don't think too much, but believe the philosophy of others. Indeed, to conclude, to all the gentlemen, I'm very proud of you for giving me so much love and respect. I felt so much appreciated, respected. Thank you for following the foundation that was set from the beginning by Professor Josley when he said, Esther is our special trainee, she should always feel special. Indeed, I felt so special, humbled for your genuine support. I thank you so much. If I was having some special word to Professor Josley, thank you for your amazing word. And a special thank you to Dr. Jelmy and Amin for making sure that we were always here on time and nobody was left out. Nobody was left out. And not all, I would like to thank you, Antle, for her logic preparation, for making sure that we had all the documents that were needed for us to attend this training. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Esther, for these kind words. Now, actually, the floor is open, so I don't want to put people on the spot, although I am actually doing this, putting you a little bit on the spot. But who would like to volunteer now? Now, we heard from our special colleagues, so now, I mean, we would like to hear from all of you. So, any volunteer? Sure, please. And please speak up because the microphone is mostly for our colleagues online. It's as you wish.
All right. Good morning to everyone, and all protocol observed. First of all, some of us are really happy to be part of this capacity building program. When it started, we were eager to be part because we know the trend in which pesticide residue and mycotoxin is moving. Hence, there was a need for us to be abreast with the situation, or else we'll be left back. So we took the opportunity to be part. And within these 10 days, to me, a lot have been taught. We need to thank the instructors for the in-depth knowledge. Some, yes, practically, they try to demonstrate it in a way whereby at the end, you can really understand it easily, which we thank all the instructors for the work that they've done. For the Dubai lab, yes, giving us this opportunity to be here. When back home, we were wondering Dubai, but Dubai is now a reality for some of us. So we thank you very much for that opportunity. Through the able leadership of Samuel. So thanks. And I think for the thanks, if I'm going to talk about it, it's a lot. I know your other colleagues, Jeremy, Emin, all of them have been very helpful. And it's an honor to be part of this. But let me look at what some of us have learned when it comes to the theories of the instrumentations we had the opportunity to go through, the regulations in pesticide residue and mycotoxin. Things are changing and there's a need for you to be abreast. Yes, we all knew about the Santi, but it has changed, right? Now new regulations have come in and there's a need for us to know. So it was an eye-opener for some of us. So we thank you for giving us that insight. When it comes to method development, yes, we had the ideas, but things have moved in a certain direction. So the insight of this training has really helped. The practical sessions was okay, but maybe going forward, we need to do more practical sessions. That is how some of us see it. The theory is good, but the practical aspect could help you so that at the end, you appreciate it. Because when you have hands-on work, it easily sticks to your mind. So it's very, very good. But to put everything to an end, there is one thing that just as I was here during the training, my colleague called me from Ghana saying that, yes, there is a work that FAO want us to do in coming up with data on multi-mycotoxin analysis. And they want us to submit the data by October this year. So I said, then that is really good opportunity for me to be here. And I think you knew the questions that I was asking in that direction, because as soon as I get back home, I have to ensure that that work is done before October ending. So there's a lot of pressure on me, but this knowledge that I've acquired here is going to help me to achieve that. And I'm also hoping that as we've come together, we need to continue with this friendship. Yes, initially when we came, yes, we did not know ourselves, but as we sat together, I'll miss all of you. It was good opportunity coming. Patrice, good friend. Everybody I know, Lawrence, the photographer for the training. Everywhere that we go, he will ensure that he takes photograph, and he doesn't mind who he meets. He will call you to come and take him a photograph. So Lawrence, thank you. Jerry, Kwaku, my neighbor, Ghana, Togo. So my neighbor. Then Daniel, Ima, my neighbor up north, Brazil. So it's really nice, and I'm hoping that we will all be together. We should not depart. When we depart from here, does not mean that should be the end. Let's continue. If anybody has a challenge, yes, I think let's talk and it will help us. And I think that is the idea. We have to coordinate. We need to collaborate. Let me put it, in any work that you are doing scientifically. If you think somebody will be of help, let's collaborate. And I think I really like Dr. Koshi, where he was pushing the idea of us trying to do publication. And to me, it's an insider for me. And henceforth, any work that I do that I think is relevant, probably I can send it to him. He will look at it and, if possible, do a publication. So let's look at it. We are all scientists and we need to push the agenda. Thank you very much. And thanks for everything. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much for these insights. And actually, we note, more practice, definitely. And you touched upon a very important element, which is really the importance of contribution of your respective countries in providing data that support international standard setting. What we are learning here, these technologies, these applications are certainly useful for conformity assessment. So checking really, whether you are compliant with regulations. But they are equally, and if not more important, to equip your countries, your jurisdictions with the technologies, the capacities, the abilities to generate your data that represent the situation of your countries. Because unless this data is generated, is made available, is shared, we would not be able to have true international standards. International standards will be as international as the data that is submitted and on the basis of which the standards are developed. So this is really a call, really emphasizing the point that you made here, a call to all of you. And here, this is also something that we might really work on in further partnership to contribute to further availability and generation of data that enable the development of these international standards. So thank you very much for that. Are there any other comments, that you would like to make? Yes, please.
Thank you. Who would want to speak at a function like this one? Well, knowledge is power. And in today's world, there can never be food security without food safety. And food safety these days is taking center stage in international trade. And so the decisions that are made in trade are mainly based on us, the results that we give out. Bad results, money is lost. Good results, trade goes on, people benefit locally, socially. So our work is not only to ensure that food is safe, but also that we must facilitate trade. And that is very important. And so on that note, I am very, very, very grateful to everyone who made this training possible. In Africa, our major trading partners, Europe, Asia, and pesticide residues, aflatoxins are very, very critical. Consignments are denied entry, okay? Because of levels of aflatoxin, because of levels of pesticide residues. And so I'm grateful to Dr. Kushik, Rajesh, Dr. Josh. Given another chance, I would sit the whole day listening to these wonderful people. The knowledge that they imparted to us, I'm not going back the same as I came. I think all of us agree to that. My only prayer is that, as other people have said before, we'll continue to network and keep on sharing ideas so that we become better every day. I have come to learn that there's no expert in the lab who would know everything, okay? Every day we learn new things from others. And so I think that is what is important. Thank you very much, Jerry. Always you would do like that, okay? Just to make sure that we are all available and come to attend the training. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I think much has been said. I'm only here to appreciate further our trainers, Dr. Kushik, Dr. Joshi, and Rajesh, and also to the our able coordinators and the organizers led by Professor Samuel, Jeremy, Amin, and all the others. Also to appreciate the partners, USDA, Laval, African Union Commission, and the able leadership of Dubai Central Laboratory. We'll really miss this place. The ambience, the hospitality. What we noticed with most of our colleagues the first day we came was the way the labs are clean, spotlessly clean, and it is a food lab. So you keep it up. Thank you for that. To our trainers, you made these things look so easy. And I start with Rajesh in the LCMS practicals. You opened up our eyes. Some of us thought the MS, the way we do it, is still in those the traditional ways we do it, but you made it look so easy. Thank you for that. And on the mycotoxin analysis using LCMS, we are used to this traditional way of doing HPLC or LC only with the mycotoxins, but we made it look, the procedure we do when using HPLC is so tedious, and I think we shared with you on this. LCMS makes it look so easy. Thank you for that. And the way our trainers answered all our questions. When we were finishing our training yesterday, we wrote over 30 questions where we needed still clarification. They were able to tackle all the questions. We really thank you. Dr. Kushik, you ask him anything, he'll have a case scenario to start explaining to you that we really appreciate. Dr. Joshi was always following up on what we learned the previous day so that we refresh when we start in the morning. We also thank in absentia, our Biofarm. They came up, did the ELISA practicals, the hands-on, and we learned that there are some things which we do wrong in our labs, and they could show us how to do it better. And the improved technology which they came up with. I can't forget Jeremy, as it has been said, the coordination. Jeremy will always ensure everybody is on board. When we are boarding the bus, when we're coming to the training, when we are leaving, he comes to the bus, doesn't talk, just counts. I don't know which number he was using, but he counts and ensures that everybody is on board. We learned so much: pesticide residue, mycotoxins, uncertainty of measurement yesterday, where we realized one of our trainers has already even published work on uncertainty of measurement. When we are going through accreditation, uncertainty of measurement is normally one of the hardest parts, but it was made look so simple yesterday. Way forward, I would appreciate mycotoxins, topics on mycotoxins being given also more time in this training. I think the days which were given were not as much. The other thing is about what my colleague Paul has mentioned. We were selected from all over Africa. We build that, we grow that partnership regionally so that we bring all the other experts around our continent also up. I'll leave you with what we normally say in our food safety circles in our country, Kenya. If it is not tested, it is not food. If it is not tested, or if it is not safe, it is not food. Thank you.
Good morning, all. I would like to sincerely appreciate the leadership of Professor Samuel and his team, Dr. Jeremy, who is extremely calm. His calmness is amazing, and he's always there for us. And Dr. Amin for his friendliness also, for organizing this capacity enhancement program. It couldn't have come at a better time. We thank you for this. You've provided a conducive environment for learning. If an environment is not conducive, the learning might not be effective. A perfect environment has been provided for this. We thank you for that. The instructors, two things they did. They were never tired of explaining and re-explaining the same thing over and over again. I could remember when we were asking Mr. Rajesh something he has explained. But I said, no problem, I'll go over it. So he still explained and re-explained. Then Dr. Kashik is a giant in food safety analytical chemistry. And he has offered us something. Is bringing down his shoulder so that we can ride on it. And I promised him that in 3 months' time, he's going to hear from me. It's a rare privilege for one to have one-on-one contact with such an individual. So we thank you for this. We can't thank you well enough. And to the host Dubai municipality, they made everything easy for us. They provided everything we need. So we thank you for this. And as we go back home, each and every one of us is living here better. We must have learned one or two things to improve our processes. And we will definitely try as much as possible to implement that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, I guess Rajesh was mentioned a couple of times. And Rajesh, I call him the magician of the LCM SMS, you know? He basically knows that instrument inside out. And believe me, that's very tough to know that instrument inside out. So Rajesh, actually, a few words from you, please.
Good morning to all. First of all, I should appreciate Dr. Sam here, because if he is not here, we are all not here. In fact, he's the creator. And of course, DCL team, really, I appreciate them that instrument is ready, and within 2 months, I think so the plan was, and it was excellently planned, and everything was set right within the time mentioned period. It was absolutely great. And the team, I'm so happy with you all who are from the Africa. Really, it was a pleasant time for me that I was going back to my 20 back. I started my MS schools, MS schools, and it was a very interesting to discuss with the scientists who are coming for the learning purpose. And I'm just back to that age. Means maybe I was so young to answer, discuss, and plan, and guys were so interesting, and they were preparing their standards, preparing their samples, and it was really, it went so well. And no time, sometimes it was 5:30. Oh, buses come. No, still. So it is to continue like that, and it is an amazing experience for me back. So really, I appreciate this, and I appreciate both of you. Really, you did a great job, and it was overall, it went so well, in fact. And I never expected, even sometimes, the pesticides results prepared by the students, prepared that team, and it was so excellent. 100%, 98%, 99%. That recoveries, they have seen that. In fact, seeing is believing, and it was so excellent, in fact. And I really thank for all this lovely experience, and I miss you all, in fact, It was a good time spending 10 days. It is a worthful, in fact. Even it is a win-win situation, learning myself and sharing the knowledge. And it was yesterday we were discussing standard addition method, which I did maybe 5-6 years back. I don't even remember in the software somewhere where the click has to be. I went to help and get the information, and then I could do it and recall my memory. In fact, sometimes, I don't do much on the bench work after I became manager, but still it was a great experience, lovely experience for me to come back to that stage and do the things for them. It was really amazing. Thank you for all. Thank you for you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rajesh. And again, thank you all again for your dedication, because as was mentioned, it was basically 10 days of 8:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening. And in most instances, actually, you didn't see the time going by. So again, a round of applause for all what you have achieved throughout these 10 days. And now really is the time, we are reaching the end of this ceremony, and I would like to invite Mrs. Noura Al-Shamsi, representative of the Dubai Central Laboratory in the Dubai municipality, our host, our partner, to say a few words and closing remarks. Mrs. Noura Al-Shamsi.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Samuel to give us this opportunity to host this event. Actually, now we are excited to have more events after see how the process goes through the few days back, how people are happy to be here in Dubai Central Lab. We want Dubai Central Lab to be inspiring for the science and food safety around the world, not only in Dubai. We want to be the hub for the new technology, for the new research and development, for the new people who want to learn from Dubai Central Lab. We have the capacity, but that doesn't mean that we don't want to improve this capacity. And we are willing to learn. We are willing to expand. We are willing to have more partners. Actually, this chance give us more another vision than the one that we used to have before. And yesterday I was discussing with Dr. Samuel some more ideas I don't want to announce. I want you to get excited, so to know more about in the future. And we will see you again in more events and in more activities and more development and research. Thank you so much for being here in Dubai Municipality. Thank for my colleagues also for their support and being part of this event. And inshallah, this is not the first and not the last one. And as you know, we have a new structure and a new vision in Dubai Municipality. And actually, we are aligned with this structure and the vision of Dubai Municipality and our leaders. Thank you so much, and we will see you again soon. And I hope that you really have a good time here in Dubai Municipality, and we give you everything that you need. And happy birthday again. And inshallah, we'll see you soon again. Thank you so much, Doctor. And actually, thank you for Dr. Amin and for the team also. Actually, we are very happy to be part of this program. And as I said, this is the start of the new science and the new technology, and it will never end. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Noura. If you don't mind, Noura, staying here on the stage, because essentially we reached the point where we would like to deliver the certificates of acknowledgement and of achievement. And I would like to invite Mr. Lucas Blostein. I would like to invite also your lead mentor and instructor, Dr. Kaushik, please on the stage. And we're going to be essentially handing the certificates of accomplishments to all of you, acknowledging the level of achievement that you have reached today. So the way we're going to do, I'm going to be announcing your name, and then one of our hosts here will be providing you with a certificate. And please stay around so that we can take a collective picture to actually keep a memory of this achievement. So starting, of course, with our special rose, Esther Mukete. Esther, I believe from Namibia, right, Esther? Yes. So Esther, Engineer Abdurrahman. So please, so then providing the certificate to Mrs. Esther Mukete from Namibia. Thank you and congratulations, Esther. Mr. Abdul Kabir Mahmoud from Nigeria. Congratulations, Nura. Yeah, please come. Yeah, there's space. There's definitely space. Congratulations again. Mr. Jerry Sheshet Kau from Nigeria as well. Mr. Patrice Kuitekam, I hope I pronounced it correctly. J'espère que je l'ai bien prononcé. Patrice from Cameroon. Just gonna review with the engineer. Mr. Paul Osei Fosu from Ghana. Congratulations again. Mr. Daniel Mwalwao, I hope I pronounced it correctly, from Malawi. Congratulations, Daniel. Mr. Emmanuel Mugwiza from Rwanda. Mr. Koku Ido from Togo. Congratulations. Mr. Bazier Bazouin Sylvain Raoul from Burkina Faso. Congratulations, Bazier. And last but not least, Mr. Lawrence Alu from Kenya. Congratulations to you all. And I would like to invite you back on the stage if you don't mind. We're going to take really a collective picture with everybody with their certificates. Everybody, please come and we'll take a collective picture. Well, with this concludes the closing ceremony of the Africa Food Safety Laboratory Training Program. Once again, thank you to all our partners. Thank you to all who made this possible. And thank you all. Safe journey home. And again, looking forward to continuing our work and our collaboration with you throughout your continued journey of food safety development. Congratulations, everyone. And a little lunch is going to be served, so please join us.
Welcome to the African Food Safety Laboratory Capacity Enhancement. Announcing Phase 2 of the Africa Food Safety Laboratory Training Initiative. From 24th of July to August 3rd, 2022. Hands-on training for 10 African scientists on analytical applications for pesticide residue and mycotoxin determination in food, used for regulatory purposes. The training is held at the Dubai Central Laboratory, Dubai Municipality, UAE, towards the setup of the Dubai Center of Excellence in Food Regulatory Science. This training is funded by the USDA and the USAID, implementation by IFSTL in partnership with the Global Food Regulatory Science Society, G-Force.